collectively, we're the literacy gang. We in our own lane and we got our own slang. We do our own thing with a literacy gang. We in our own lane and we got our own slang. We do our own thing with a literacy gang.
Greetings, Virtual Village family. How are you all doing on this Wednesday evening? I hope you all are doing well. Y'all see, we do our own thing. We got our own swing. We do our own thing with a literacy gang. Okay. So look, I am super excited to be here with you guys. It is time for the learning to start, the fun to start, all those wonderful things, right? And we are a few days into Black History Month. And you guys know around here with Clever Communities and the Virtual Village, we are celebrating and focusing on our history and culture all throughout the year. But there is this debate that comes every February where, every half of the people are like, yay, Black History Month. And half of the people are like, I don't do Black History Month. I celebrate Black history all year round. And if you guys did not hear Rodney and I last night, I want to break down my thoughts about that. I find Black History Month to be awesome. I think it's analogous to like birthdays, okay? So whether it's your own or people you love, you value your life all throughout the year. We celebrate the lives of our loved ones all throughout the year, but that birthday is the time where everybody convenes together collectively and has that celebration. So hopefully you're telling your loved ones, you're showing them that you love them, you're showing yourself that you love yourself all throughout the year. But February is that time, just like a birthday, where everybody gets together and we're all showing our work collectively, right? Okay, so that is my take on it. And I love this time of the year. It's only second to like Kwanzaa as far as celebrations go, okay? So I'm super excited. If y'all were tuned in last night, our moment in history was about Dr. Carter G. Woodson. So Kalia brings us those moments in history every night. And we make a point to focus on people who don't get the attention all the time. A lot of times, possibly in school or in the media, we hear the same different people or events over and over and over again. So we're making sure that we dig through those Black moments in history crates and make sure, just go a little further behind the surface there of the crate. And we're talking about people who some of us may not be familiar with. And we encourage you guys to share those moments in history with your children and your loved ones. So you're in for a wonderful night tonight. It's another teach-in. If you don't know, Mondays and Wednesdays are the teach-ins. So no matter what age you are, if you are in pre-K all the way up to 80, 90 years old, this foundational literacy is for everybody. This literacy gang, all of us are here and you're able to join it. You just got to have a love and appreciation for African-American children's literature and literature, period, culture, community, and love. And you can get in this gang, okay? Also, did y'all peep our new theme song? Okay, did y'all get that? That is so dope. I love that. Again, shout out to Sister LaTanya, who is Kalia's mother, and her cousin for making that happen. We are loving, loving, loving that. We hope you guys are too. Drop it in the chat. Let us know how you are feeling. Are you a part of the literacy gang? Are you enjoying the virtual village? Do you like the theme song? We want to know what's on your mind, okay? So look, again, we got some wonderful things coming. And those of you who are familiar with the show, y'all know how we kick this off. We kick it off and we make sure that everybody feels good about themselves. So if you are not feeling good right now, or if you want to feel exponentially better, stay tuned for this.
Greetings, virtual villagers. My name is Shania, and do you know what time it is? It's affirmation time! Time to remind ourselves how great we are. So everybody, repeat after me. I am smart. I have purpose. I am confident. I am valuable. My voice is worthy of being heard. I am an asset to my family school and community. I respect myself and I respect others. I am beautifully made inside and out. I love my beautiful hair and I love my beautiful brown skin. I am more than enough. Great job, virtual villagers. Can I get a virtual high five? Great job. And always remember how fantastic you are.
Hi, virtual villagers. I'm back. It's Kalia, and here's today's moment in history. Asa Philip Randolph was a political genius, having helped organize the first predominantly Black labor union, the Brotherhood of the Sleeping Cab Porters. He was deeply intertwined in the workers' struggle, which led him to organize and plan the 1941 March on Washington to protest Black people being excluded from New Deal programs as well as World War II defense jobs. His tactics and genius will be called on once more during the 1960s when the March on Washington of 1963 came to fruition to protest the inhumane treatment of Black people in America. Randolph was a radical socialist who understood that securing economic power could allow for Black people to be free to act in their own interests and begin to combat the American racism. When it comes to great Black leaders, A. Philip Randolph is firmly cemented in the Hall of Fame, and for good reason. He cared about Black people and our struggle through and through.
Since the beginning of the pandemic, Clever Communities in Action and our community partners have taken action to motivate and inspire children and families online. From reading culturally affirming literature, teaching foundational literacy lessons, and creating jobs for youth, our virtual village continues to grow. To be part of our virtual village, donate or learn how we are keeping literacy alive, visit clevercommunities.org.
Have you been injured? Do you need to protect your intellectual property? The McPhillip Firm can help you. We are an Atlanta-based boutique law firm offering a unique blend of personal injury and intellectual property services. We provide tailored counseling and representation. The McPhillip Firm is here for you. Call us today for a free consultation at 404-999-5LAW. The McPhillip Firm. No gimmicks, just results.
After that word from Shania, I am always feeling great. She always makes sure that she gets the little ones, and no matter what our age is, that we are amped and ready to go and feeling good about ourselves. And again, this is our month. I mean, it's always our time. Every month is our time. But like I said, it's like it's our birthday right now, Black people. It's Black History Month. So Shania always kicks it off real good. And it's important for our children to have a foundation such as that, where they understand how valuable they are to their community. They understand as individuals, but they know that we, the community, the village around them, that we value them. And it is our job to make sure that we reinforce that on the daily. So always feel free to use that affirmation. We have the clip on the Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. And you guys can pull that clip anytime collectively as a family. Y'all want to do that chant, because it is always a positive thing to hear. We can't tell our children enough how they matter. And then Kalia came through with that A. Philip Randolph. Are y'all familiar with A. Philip Randolph or not? Do you know about the movement and what he did? Let us know in the chat. And if you don't know, again, these moments in history are good for supplemental learning. It gives you a nugget, a little bite-sized nugget, and we encourage you to go and do research, talk about it as a family, and go and look up more about it. Like, find out more about these people and how and why they are relevant to where we are today. All right. So look, moving forward, it is teaching time. It is instruction time. We are here to make sure that the learning continues. And we are here also to supplement, because a lot of times, unfortunately, when it comes to literacy, our children may fall behind sometimes and not get those foundational literacy skills. And we know that literacy is the foundation of learning. And if our children don't have those building blocks, then it will cause issues for them. Because again, you have to be able to read to succeed in all of the subjects and all that we're doing in life. So we are here to supplement that and to go back to the foundation. And whether you're 8, 18, or 88, if you need this, it is here for you. It is a no judgment zone. So with that said, it is time for us to bring on our fantastic teacher for the night. If you guys are following us, you have an idea of who it is already. If you are not, then you are about to be pleasantly surprised. So we are going to bring on right now the dynamic, the phenomenal, the loving of her children, the going the extra mile, Miss Owens. Where are you, Miss O? There she is.
Hello.
Good evening.
I'm doing fantastic.
So glad to hear that. So glad for us to be reunited here. I haven't seen you on here since what? November?
November.
Wow. Yeah, it's been a while. So glad to have you back here. And we are about to do these literacy lessons. So look, I want to ask you a few questions before you get started. How are things going with you and your students right now? Any updates, anything you want to share with the Virtual Village family?
We are chugging along. I wish we were back in the classroom. It's just so different, you know. I want to be there side by side with my babies and I can't. So that's difficult, but we just do the best we can with what we have and just keep on moving along.
I definitely understand that. I mean, 2020 definitely taught us that we have to improvise.
Yes.
That we have to be, prepared to roll with the punches. And I think a lot of us have been resilient, but a lot of us are ready to get back to this sense of normalcy. But like you said, we're chugging along and we're hanging in there, and it's good to have a village of people, behind us to be support to one another. And everybody, let's remain supportive and patient with our children and with our teachers, because there is just a lot of changes still going on right now. I don't think, most people are not like, oh, I'm settled into this, I'm good now. Like, this is different. This is still different, and we're all trying to figure it out. So look, as we move on, let's talk about these foundational literacy lessons again. Let's remind our villagers who may not fully have an understanding yet as to why. Somebody might be like, why are they focused on literacy? Why are they doing foundational literacy lessons? What is the big deal about that? Well, can you please share with us, from the perspective of a third grade teacher, why foundational literacy is important?
Well, I mean, it all starts at the bottom, it's all like a building block. If you build a house and you don't have a foundation, your house is going to tumble, it's going to fall apart. So, we have kids that are coming to third grade and they're missing those foundational skills. And so they really struggle because, we're focusing on comprehension. We're not no longer learning to read, we're reading to learn. So if they don't come with those reading skills, they seem to get lost, and reading is just not the only thing affected. Their math skills are affected because a lot of math is reading, word problems. Science, social studies is completely taken out because that's on grade level reading, and even writing's affected, spelling. So it's huge.
all the ways in which we communicate, in which we learn, is important. And this, this is how we hear the stories about people who end up being adults, and they're talking about how, they made it to adulthood, and they may have been, reading on an elementary level, or on a middle school level, because as you said, if you don't get those skills early on in kindergarten, first and second grade, by the time you get to third grade, those skills are not being taught anymore. And then a lot of children just get pushed through the system, and they end up being adults. And that's why we said here with our literacy gang and with our lessons that we have, no matter what age you are, these lessons are here, a no judgment zone, for everybody to get these. And we are cataloging these as well. So anybody who wants to go back and just go through these lessons, and if you want to go through them with your children, that is great. And this year we are also bringing on the parent tips, which I think is wonderful. So after you hear the lesson and you're like, okay, as a parent, listen, I'm not a teacher. So, I hear y'all saying this about the foundational literacy skills, but how are some ways that, as I always quote Brother Malcolm, how can I make it plain? How can I transfer this over? So we have some quick parent tips to provide for you all to help make it where you can reinforce these things at home. So are you ready to teach again?
Yes. I know, right?
Yes, again. And we appreciate you all coming on and teaching again. So with that said, I'm going to step away and let you do your thing. All right?
Sounds good. All right. Good evening, Virtual Village. I am so excited to be back here with these amazing literacy lessons for you all. Tonight, we're going to be looking at a couple different literacy nuggets. We're going to be looking at long vowel patterns. And we're going to be distinguishing long vowels when reading and spelling words. We're going to be talking about contractions, using apostrophes to form contractions, and understand that proper grammar and punctuation contribute to the meaning of writing. And a parent tip when reading, it's so important when reading, if you were to put items in a paper bag that were connected to the story you're reading, you could add pictures from magazines, you could draw pictures. This will help your child retain that information that they are reading, which is going to help with their comprehension. So the first thing we are going to be looking at is our long vowel sounds. So we're going to look at some long vowel patterns. When we see words that have the AI together, that's what we're going to be looking at, the AI together, it makes the long A sound. So let's take a look at a few examples. Our first example that has the long A sound is rain. We have R, A, N, R, A, N. So we put it all together, it's rain, long A sound. Our next example is paint. Paint, we have P, ain't, P, ain't. See that long A sound, the AI makes that long A sound, paint. Our next example is gain. G, A, N, G, A, N, gain. Again, AI together, we have that long A sound. And our last example is plain. We have plain, plain, plain. AI makes that long A sound. Awesome job, virtual villagers, with our long vowel sounds. The next thing we're going to be looking at are contractions. Contractions. We're going to take a look at how we shorten some words when we write or when we speak. These are called contractions. And it's when we put two words together to make one word. So let's take a look at some. So the first two words are you are. We are going to write that as a contraction. So we want to write it, new word, into one. We're going to join it together with an apostrophe. We're going to take the U. We're going to make the apostrophe. We're going to drop that A and add ER, or RE, sorry. And so now we have your. You see that? UR becomes your. Our next example is he is. So we have the two words, he is. And we're going to shorten it up and make it one word. We're going to take the he, we're going to add that apostrophe, drop the I, and then add our S. Now we have he's. Very good. Awesome. Another example is I will. We have the two words I and will. We want to join those two together to make one word. We're going to take the I, put an apostrophe, drop the W and the I, add the LL. So now we have I'll. I will turns to I'll. And our last example is that is. Two words are that is. We're going to make a contraction. Put those two words together. Take that, put an apostrophe, drop that I, and add the S. That's. That is becomes that. Great job, virtual villagers. Now we're going to use them in a sentence. All right. So first sentence we have is you are invited to my party. I don't want to work you are. So I'm going to say you're invited to my party. Our next sentences are he is my best friend. We don't want to use he is. We want to make it a contraction. We're going to say he's my best friend. Our next example, I will bring it to you tomorrow. And rather than saying I will, we'll say I'll bring it to you tomorrow. And our last example, that is my favorite song. Instead of saying that is, we're going to put them together and we're going to say that's my favorite song. Great job, virtual villagers. Give yourself a round of applause.
All right. Well, that's excellent. And I love that round of applause there. So look, contractions are, but all of these things are, really important with us understanding, structure of sentences and, just every, look at that comment.
My mom.
That is sweet. That is sweet. How are you doing, Miss Owens? Glad that you are tuned in. So glad to have you here. We love that because it's definitely a family affair around here. So the literacy game just continues to grow. And these lessons are so important for our children to be able to communicate effectively and to have these foundational skills.
Absolutely.
Was the aspect of the parents, as far as parents are concerned, do you have any tips for parents in regard to the lesson?
Just when you're speaking, I know a lot of kids don't know because they don't hear. So, and kids that do know, it's because they're constantly surrounded by that vocabulary. So I think one of the biggest things parents can do is to make sure that they're speaking to their kids with these contractions. So kids aren't going, what does that mean? They're going to know because just listening to parents in natural, just speaking in a natural way, it's going to all, flow naturally. So.
Exactly. Excellent. So look, we are going to have a quick word from our sponsors. And when we come back, Miss Owens is going to read a story, a culturally affirming story, of course. So don't you guys go anywhere. Make sure if you have your little ones around you that you guys are gathered together. You got your healthy snack or whatever it is that you want right now. And you guys are tuned up. You're pulled up for this reading. All right. So we'll be right back.
After the holidays are over, most Americans prepare for taxes. Titan Tax is ready to make filing your taxes as stress-free as possible. This veteran-owned virtual tax office will prepare and submit your tax return safely from the comfort of your home. If you filed unemployment for the first time or wondering about home office tax deductions, Titan Tax Professional has the answer for you. Contact us today at TitanTax.com or 757-565-7781. Titan Tax, real help from real people.
All right, we are back. I am so excited about this book. We are going to be working on a reading skill with this book of drawing conclusions. Now, when we're drawing conclusions, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using what we already know in our brain and what the author tells us in the story to draw a conclusion, all right, to see what they're trying to tell us without really telling us. All right, so the story that I want to read is called All Because You Matter. And this story is written by Tammy Charles, and it is illustrated by a Caldecott Honor winner, Brian Collier. In the beginning, it says, they say that matter is all things that make up the universe. Energy, stars, space. And you, dear child, matter. Long before you took your place in this world, you were dreamed of, like a knapsack, full of wishes carried on the backs of your ancestors as they created empires, pyramids, legacies. So even before I was here, people were thinking about me. Building, inventing, working beneath red-hot suns and cold blue moons, thinking of you years ahead, because to them, you always mattered. Wow, so people hundreds of years ago were thinking about you. On the night you were born, stars sprayed across the sky, each one full of light, hope, love, and all the moments in your life that would matter. Like your first steps, bare feet planted on cold floor, hobbling, wobbling, toppling, only to stand and try again. We all know that when babies learn how to walk, they fall, they wobble, but then they get up again and try again. Or your first words spoken almost like a lullaby, notes climbing a ladder to the sky, mama, papa, mahal kita. Or the first time you opened a book like a mirror staring back at you and really saw yourself, same hair, same skin, same dreams. This boy must be reading a book with children that look just like him. The words and pictures coming together like sweet jam on toast, musica blasting through barrios, sun and blue sky, all because you matter. But in galaxies far away, It may seem that light does not always reach lonely planets, covered moons, stars unseen, as if matter no longer exists. And just like moons hidden in the dark, there will be times when you too will question your place in the universe. Like the time you'll hear the teacher call your name, Hassam, Uzumaka, Jordanus, and the whispers and giggles begin, followed by what kind of name is that? She's not happy. The kids must be teasing her and laughing at her because her name is different. Or the time you'll see a letter, big, bold, red on that page, and you will question if you and your work and your effort matter. Doesn't tell me, but I'm looking at this little boy and his head is down and those X's are on his paper. He must not have gotten a good grade at all. Or the time when your pop turns on the news and you see people everywhere, take a breath, take a stand, take a knee. I know what they're talking about. We see that on the television, different protests, the marches. And you hear Pop's whispered prayers as another name is called, Trayvon, Tamir, Philando, and you wonder if they or you will ever matter. Look at his face. But did you know that you do? Did you know that you were born from queens, chiefs, legends? Did you know that you are the earth? That strength, power, and beauty lie within you? Did y'all know that? Now you know. Did you know that you are sun rays, calm like ocean waves, tough like mountains, magic like stars in space? And they said, montañas, montañas. And on the day the universe was created, you were thought of, dreamed of, carried like a knapsack full of wishes, as planets, stars, moons took their places, making room for you, your people, their dreams, your future. All because since the beginning of time, you mattered, they mattered, we matter, and always will. He looks really happy now. That is our story. You matter.
Well, that was excellent. Such a powerful and important message there. And then the illustration was great. And of course, we love the way that you read it. So tell us, what made you decide to read that book tonight?
I just really needed something uplifting. It's been a week, same old, same old. It's been a week. So I really wanted to inspire and to make people know that they are powerful and that they mean something to this world. Because I know so many people are down right now. They're not feeling that great about themselves. So this right here, man, and the pictures, like you said, I'm looking at the pictures like, this looks like a real kid sitting there.
Right.
That's amazing.
Exactly. So we definitely, Miss Owens is back and she said Granny too. She said you sound great. All right, that's priceless right there. I love that. And to your point with the book, you know, we encourage everybody who is tuned in to add these books to your library at home. If you are able, get these titles and add them at home, definitely tune in with us. It's story time. So this is the time to gather around. And the art of storytelling does not need to be lost in our community. It is very important and it is so powerful, the imagination and having somebody to read to you and then to read you books where you see characters that look like yourself, that are affirming our children, teaching our children. And we make a point here to have a mix of the type of books that we have. We do our moment in history where we talk about our powerful historic figure or a moment in history that happened. As you guys see throughout the season, it'll be people, it'll be events. But we wanted to make sure this time around when our teachers come on and read, that you guys are reading books that feed the imagination, that you guys are reading books that Black children can see themselves represented in a myriad of ways. So, we have that balance here, and I really appreciate you reading that. And I found it to be, affirming and soothing with your voice and all those wonderful things. And we hope that this platform also just encourages everybody to make sure reading is a part of what you are doing daily with the little ones in your lives. We want to help, as everybody says now, normalize, family reading time. We want to normalize that. So look, I know you have had a long day with our students and we appreciate you coming back for our Virtual Village Literacy Gang students. But is there anything that you would like to say to everyone before you leave us?
I'm just going to say read every day. Read something, because the power in words is phenomenal. So
exactly, I'm with you on that. Read, period. That is it. That is enough right there.
Read something.
Read, okay? And again, we are here to supplement all of that for you guys and help you with book selections and all of those wonderful things. So thanks so much, Miss Owens, and thank you to Miss Owens, Miss Owens for tuning in. And we will see you next week, all right? And you make sure you enjoy the rest of your week, okay?
Thank you, you too.
You're welcome. Bye. All right, now, you guys. So that was wonderful. Miss Owens here with the lesson and then with the story time. So we definitely hope that you all enjoyed that. And right now, it is time for our beautiful and beloved Peyton to come on with that quote. Check it out.
Greetings, virtual villagers. I am Peyton, and today's quote is from A. Philip Randolph. Salvation for a race, nation, or class must come from within. Freedom is never granted, it is won. Justice is never given, it is exact.
Greetings, virtual villagers. I'm Jamir, and I have that book recommendation for the day. I know you've been waiting on it. Kalia told you a little something about A. Philip Randolph and how he helped organize the first Black labor union. Therefore, today's book is A. Philip Randolph and the African American Labor Movement by Calvin Craig Miller. You can purchase this book at your local Black-owned bookstore or visit smile.amazon.com and add Clever Communities in Action as your local charity, and Amazon will donate a percentage of the price of your purchases at no cost to you.
Excellent. I'm just in love with our young people here, and I hope you guys are seeing that and appreciating it as well. Again, Shania kicks things off every day with that affirmation, and then Kalia comes through with that moment in history, letting everybody know what is going on, telling y'all what time it is. Peyton comes through with that quote, and then Jamir rounds it off with the book recommendation. So these young people are doing a great job, working hard, putting a lot into this. And they are the stars of the show, as well as our teachers who come back and teach again to make sure that we are supplementing those foundational literacy lessons. So I hope you guys are enjoying that. We are working hard to bring this programming to you. And again, like Miss Owens said, read. Let's make sure that our children are reading. Norfolk Public Schools has a mandate of an additional 14.2 minutes a day that children are reading. And so let's at least make sure that we are meeting that. I think we could exceed it, but let's make sure with our children that we're taking the time to read with them, or make sure that devices are off, all devices are powered off, and that they are snuggled up with a good book, that becomes a part of their lives when they are adults, and they talk about mama, daddy, granny, whomever used to come and read with me, or make sure that I read throughout the day. That is a wonderful gift to give to our children. And again, we have all these wonderful books and these book recommendations. So we don't want you guys to be like, well, I don't know, what can I read? We're chock full of them, okay? And definitely feel free to reach out to us if you guys have any other questions. So it's been a wonderful week. You know, we made it through the first week of our return of season 4, and I think it's been wonderful. On Mondays and Wednesdays, if you guys don't know, that's the teaching, the foundational literacy lessons. And on Tuesdays, Rodney and I are cutting up. We come in and do community connection, and we bring on somebody from the community who is doing wonderful things, and they read, and then Rodney and I, we have a book that coincides with our moment in history, and then we read and do our analysis, and it's just it ain't nothing but a literacy party, y'all, and we make it fun, and we appreciate y'all tuning in. And if you see value in this programming, do us a favor and make sure you click that share button, tell somebody who knows somebody. And other ways that you can support this movement is to go to clevercommunities.org. And if you would like to make a contribution, we definitely appreciate that. And also, if you guys are Amazon Prime members, you can go to smile.amazon.com and you can type in Clever Communities in Action and make us your charity of choice. And anytime you make a purchase, you don't have to do anything. Amazon will donate a percentage of the proceeds right on back to us. So these are some ways during Black History Month that you can help out a Black nonprofit organization that is focused on improving and empowering the Black community. So we appreciate all support, and you guys keep the literacy alive. Y'all will see us again on Monday. Y'all know at 7 p.m. Eastern time, but we are running the clips throughout the week, so you can go back and check it out if you missed it, and we'll be dropping some other clips between the shows throughout the week. But make sure you keep literacy alive. We'd love to see the comments on Monday about what you all have read since we haven't seen you, okay? So y'all have a wonderful rest of the week, and I look forward to seeing you again on Monday. Read, 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 all right? Peace.